महाजनस्य संस्ग्रह कस्य नौनन्ति कारकम पदम पत्र स्थितियम toyam dhate mukta falshriyam, which means that company of great people is always beneficial. Just like a drop of water on lotus can make it appear like pearl, the association of water with lotus can give it the stature of a pearl. A very good morning. Our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Manoj Kohli, respected Principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, senior and eminent professors, my colleagues and friends, I, Dr. Dipakshi Sharma, welcome one and all to the 10th annual Ramanujan Memorial Lecture on the foundation day of our college. Ramanujan College was formerly known as Deshbandhu College Evening. In 2010, it was renamed after Srinivasa Ramanujan, one of the world's greatest mathematical genius. The college became a day college in 2012. Since then, we celebrate our foundation day on the birth anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan with the annual lecture by prominent speakers from around the globe. The college has risen to great heights in these past 10 years, from being an evening college to emerging as a top college with A++ grade in NAC with a score of 3.71, which is the best by any college and University of Delhi. Along with the courses in science, commerce, and humanities, the college has a National Resource Center, Student Center of Soul, NC Web, and IGNOU. It also has a Teaching Learning Center awarded to it by Ministry of Human Resource and Development and a Kaushal Kendra by Ministry of Education. The college has been blessed with the presence of many illustrious and renowned personalities. Today also, the college is glorified with the presence of Mr. Manoj Kohli, our speaker and chief guest. I invite our principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, to felicitate our chief guest with the planter. A shawl, and a memento. As a token of honor and respect, I would now invite Dr. Meena Sharma to felicitate our principal, sir. India has a long tradition to start an event with a Vandana, which is a salutation to Saraswati. To embrace this tradition, I call upon the students of Shivranjani, the musical society of our college.
हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार समझे, हम भी तो जाने, विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। मन से हमारे मिटा दे अंधेरे, हमको उजालों का संसार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, माँ, माँ।
Thank you, students. We now have a classical dance performance by Abhirami of Laital. Thank you, Abhirami. It is said that the institution is a reflection of its leadership. The excellence of our college can be credited to the accomplishments of our principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal. I request you, sir, to come and give a welcome address.
Good morning, and once again, welcome to one and all present in this 10th annual memorial lecture on the foundation day of this great institution, Ramanujan College. Friends, the lecture will be delivered by none other than Shri Manoj Kohli, who is not only an entrepreneur, but an industry professional who has worked, I think, almost in all the areas. He has been named as telecom man of the country because he has long stint at the Airtel, where he has changed the complete complexion of the game. He has worked in the energy sector, he has worked in the manufacturing sector, and lastly, he has been a portfolio investor with the SoftBank. He has seen all the best AI portfolio companies, how they have grown. So we want to use his experience for these youngsters, that how this institution can lead in the area of innovation, startup, and technology. Friends, all of you know that in 2009, Government of India declared the decade 10 to 20 as innovation year. We did a lot during that period, but now this next decade is the decade for action. We need to act fast because innovation and technology can change the profile of the country. Because, just now we were talking to Manoj Kohli ji, he said that AIA can change, and lot of demand is there for AIA professionals. There is a dearth of 80 to 90 lakh people in the world for AIA professional. So this is what exactly, my idea was to invite him to talk to you on innovation, technology, and startup. I once again welcome him. I also welcome my mentor guru, Dr. J.L. Gupta, all senior colleagues and other colleagues, and dear students who are very near and dear to our heart, all the ladies and gentlemen present today. Well, all has been said about this institution. But you can recall the day, 22nd December 2012, when we laid the foundation stone of this building by none other than the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Dinesh Singh. And since then, we have not looked back. This is an emerging institution, just said by Dipakshi, and we have to reach to the top. Of course, we have achieved a lot, but to sustain and to achieve greater heights, we have to work more and more. And as a teacher, our job is to guide our youngsters. They have a lot of potential. And unless until we guide them in specific direction, because teaching courses is not a problem. Teaching them what needs to be done in the future, what is good for the country, how can we solve day-to-day problems of this country through technology, that is the key. As you know that our institution is basically focusing in three areas. But these three areas are most emerging areas. And now you know that even language, humanities, that is also led by AIA. You must have seen 2 days ago, Sundar Pichai met with Prime Minister, and he said that Google is giving AIA support to IIT Madras for developing the languages of this country. So every language will be on the mobile. So you can see how many people of that, language is needed. So don't think that, history doesn't have an application in technology or any other subject do not have. So the only thing is that we have to think and innovate more and more. As you know, Dipakshi just said that we have training center, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching, where we have already trained 200,000 teachers. And you can see that complete training is with the help of technology. We could have not achieved that. sitting in this room training the people, we cannot achieve that figure. So that is the AIA, EDX portal, your own private cloud. All these things have helped us to do that. So we have led our growth through technology. That is the key. Now we have to more collaborate with the industry to lead this growth. Industry in India do not trust the educational institutions. The simple reason is that we are not doing what we are supposed to do. You can see all over the world, the universities are leading the research and innovation. And you can see the growth nearby, whether you see Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, Cambridge, just see how much innovations has been done. Why we are not doing? All our Indian students, they are doing this. Why they are not doing in this country? This needs to be seen. And Government of India today is giving a lot of emphasis. All state governments are setting up innovation parks, fintech startup parks, technology growth parks. So all these need to be highlighted in our teaching methodology so that students can take up those projects and students can start these innovations. Because see, if every one of us will demand the job in the market, probably will not be able to, unless until these youngsters will create themselves the jobs. Now, another important thing, and I will stop because we want to listen to Mr. Kohli, even Atal Incubation Centers, you know, that has been done by Government of India in 2016, basically to do R&D incubation in schools and colleges and hands-on experience. So our next target is to create an incubation center here for our commerce management and mathematical sciences students, of course including humanities group. But the important thing is for this country that we must collaborate with other institutions. We must do more research in collaboration rather than working individually. The part which we are missing is that, let us say IIT Delhi or any IIT has incubation center. Why the other institutions cannot use that facility? Because we are a nation where there is a large population of students. We cannot create facility each and every place. So this need to be a combined effort. So with this, once again, I welcome Manoj ji and I welcome all of you, and let us listen to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. There are no elevators to success. You have to take the stairs and reach the top step by step. These lines by Zig Ziglar are true for our hard-working, top professional with exemplary record, Sri Manoj Kohli, who is our invited speaker and chief guest. He has reached the top of the ladder with his efforts and courage. He started his journey 43 years back, in which he worked in the sectors of manufacturing, telecom, energy, and digital sectors in the countries like the United States, UK, China, Japan, along with Asia Pacific and Africa. He holds a degree in commerce and law, an MBA from Delhi University. He also did executive management program from Michigan and advanced management program for Wharton. Starting his career in HR, he went into manufacturing. He later led mobile startup Escotel to achieve market leadership in 3 important markets in India. He then moved to become MD and CEO of Bharti Airtel for the operations in 20 countries in Asia and Africa. He led the formation of Airtel TV, leader in DTH, and Indus, the largest tower company in the world for achieving major infrastructural synergies. He has been executive chairman of SB Energy from 2015. He was the country head of SoftBank India, supporting SoftBank Group and Vision Fund as one of the largest investors in over 25 artificial intelligence-focused portfolio companies in India. The key portfolio companies were Ola, Oyo, Lenskart, Unacademy, FirstCry, Flipkart, Meesho, Policy Bazaar, Blinkit, Delivery, Cars24, etc. Airtel got the Company of the Year award and became #1 company in his leadership. He was called Telecom Man of the Year and went on to receive Lifetime Achievement Award in 2020. Sir, you turned rocks into gold. We are privileged to have you in our institution. You are not only an inspiration, but an epitome of success, diligence, and determination, who puts his heart and soul in whatever he does. I now request you to come upon the stage and deliver the most awaited lecture.
Thank you to you. I want to first thank Sumatji and Mr. J.L. Gupta and all other colleagues who welcomed me very warmly. I felt when I entered the college as if I have been here many times. But this is my first time and I'm so delighted to understand that your college is doing so well. It's already #1. I've also suggested to Sumatji that 3 suggestions I've given. Firstly, BMS can be 10 sections. The BMS is so important for this country. Secondly, AI should be a specialized course because there is a global shortage. And third, that environment management should again be expanded because environment is crucial for us. I mean, today the pollution in Delhi is 300 to 400 AQI. I mean, environment management cannot be more important than anything else. So, I also want to thank excellent music group and a young lady who did a classical dance. Excellent performance. I really am proud of the young talent of this college. Today, my purpose is to share with you something about industry, something about future, something about how you should build your career, and what kind of opportunities you have. And I'll leave some thoughts with you. Of course, the final decision lies with you, but these are just ideas for you. Globally, if you see, there is a massive change happening. In the last 5 to 10 years, world has changed. It has never changed so much. I'm in my 44th year of professional life. I'm very close to half a century. But I've never seen such speed of change in the world. #1, geopolitics is changing. From a world led by one country, now we have a world led by many countries. So it's a multipolar world where US, China, Russia, India, Europe, all of these powers are trying to lead the world. Major change. Second issue today is the issue of technology. The world is adopting technology like never before. Technology till 5–10 years back was with very few companies or very few people. But now technology is available to all of you. And I will talk about massification of technology, but worldwide, there is a huge technology revolution. And you must have seen impact of technology on your life. But what you will see in the next 10 years as you enter the industry will be the impact will be bigger than last 100 years. In 10 years, impact will be more than 100 years, which means technology will overtake our life from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we sleep at night. The third thing, which is also very important, is how the world is being divided in 2 parts. One is aging societies, other is young societies. For example, Japan, Europe, even China are aging societies. There the elder people are, as a percentage, are far greater. Whereas young societies like India Africa, because I worked in Africa for 5 years, are very young. And the proof is there in front of me. We are a young society. So young society has a far greater possibility of growth, possibility of innovation. So you are very blessed to be in a young society. I am very blessed to be in a young society. The other thing which we see across the world is how countries are now emerging. Small countries are emerging, doing a great job. And here, India, which has struggled for some time, has also emerged as a very, very major power in the world. And that's where I wanted to come to India. You are very, very lucky to enter the professional field or the industry at this time of your life, at this time of Indian economy. When I and maybe Sumatji came into out of college, there were only 2-3 kind of jobs in the country. There was only IAS, you could be a doctor, you could be an engineer, you could be a teacher. That's all. There was no other option. But today you have hundreds and hundreds of options. That's a huge change in India. Now, let me talk about India because I believe next 10 years is a decade of India, is a golden decade of India. And that's where I think you can prosper, you can succeed a lot. Number one, the economy. Today we are the only economy which is fastest growing in the world. We are 7% growth. Majority of economies are in recession. I think the students of economics must be reading that, understanding that. Majority of economies are in recession. Either there is a negative growth or there is a very small growth of 0.5%, 1%, whereas India is growing 7%. And I think that's a fantastic situation to be in. Secondly, politically, India is a strong leadership. There is a majority government. And I think because of the majority government, India is able to have its strong place in the world politics, in the geopolitics. And now India has become president of G20, and in the next 12 months you will see many, many G20 events happening in India. And I think that's a very, very important change for India, which is happening after 1,000 years. In last 1,000 years, if you see, India has struggled to be one country and one strong country. And now, for the first time, I think India is being seen as one country and a strong country. The third thing which I'd like to share with you is how India is moving ahead in technology. You know, the technology may be invented by Indians in US, in UK, in Japan, in Korea, in Australia, in Canada, but the massification of technology is happening in India. And I believe that UPI is a great example. ONDC is a great example. 4G and now 5G are great examples. For example, I took 3G and 4G when I was in telecom to 5.5 lakh villages. I personally visited about 50,000 villages myself, and as Airtel CEO, I took 3G and 4G to those villages. Today, a villager, could be a very small village, can use 4G and have online shopping, online financial transaction on the phone, and very, very secure and safe. I mean, 40% of global financial transactions are happening in India. And have you heard of one fraud? There's not one fraud which is happening, which means that the systems are secure, systems are high quality. And you transfer money very, very smoothly. The other thing I want to mention about India is the talent pipeline. And this is where I'm the most proud person. The talent pipeline which is coming out of small towns and villages is the best in the world. For example, in startups, you'll be surprised to know that 80% of startup founders are from small towns. For example, Zomato, my younger daughter works in Zomato. The founder is Dipender. Dipender comes from a small town in Punjab called Muktsar. Have you heard of Muktsar? Small town? Kyun ji? Similarly, if you go through the list of all founders of startups, they're all coming from small towns and villages. And they're hungry, they are passionate, they are generally engineers or very well educated, but very, very passionate to succeed. Now you will say, why are people from metro cities like Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore are not able to do as well as the small towns? Basically because the people in big cities like us, young people are a bit pampered, and I think parents are doing too much pampering, whereas parents should leave them and they will grow much faster. But parents in the small towns and villages are doing a better job, I believe. They are leaving the children to experiment, have new ideas, work on new ideas, and that's why they are more confident. So I think the talent pool of India is the biggest strength for next 10 years. Not 10 years, maybe 20 years, 30 years. Whereas in the Indian economy will grow from present 3.5 trillion to more than 10 trillion. It will be only because of the talent. It's only because of you. Now let me come to the 3 specific issues your principal told me to talk about. First issue is issue of innovation. Now, sometimes we feel that innovation is a very high-tech word. I just wanted to simplify this word. In Airtel, for example, I'll give you a few examples of innovation, and then you will understand it's easy. In Airtel, for example, one of the things we took was we will have to innovate the business model because the cost of telecom across the world is very high, and only rich companies and only rich people, consumers, can use it. I'm talking of 25 years back, when we started Airtel, when we started telecom, mobile telecom in India, in 95. Only few people could use mobile. But we knew if India has to use mobile, 1.4 billion Indians have to use mobile, then it has to be affordable. How will it become affordable? If we change the business model. If we keep the same model of US and Europe, then it will be very expensive. So we made a new model of outsourcing. You must have heard, and you should read, there are 2 case studies in Harvard Business School about Airtel. Last year, for example, the tariff was 15 paisa. 1 minute voice call or 1 MB, 15 paisa. And just to tell you, out of 15 paisa, Airtel earns close to 50% EBITDA. EBITDA means gross profit, which means 7-8 paisa is profit from 15 paisa. Now, this magic can only happen in India. If you go to US, the tariff is 20 cents, and 20 cents is 16 rupees. 16 rupees per minute. Here we have 15 paisa per minute. Are you understanding the value of innovative business model? A new business model which is low cost, frugal, and something which my mother taught me, that, okay, if you are hungry, you can take food 5-10 times, but when the plate comes back to the kitchen, it should not have any dana of chawal. So zero wastage. So my mother taught me zero wastage. I did zero wastage in Airtel. Because Indians, all of you are middle class. I am also middle class people who respect cost. We don't waste money. Every penny is important. Second example I want to give you, again, a very nice example of Ola and Uber. Both companies belong to SoftBank Group, Ola and Uber. Go back 10 years before Ola and Uber came, Delhi may have 120, 200 taxis, entire Delhi city. Do you remember those days, Gupta ji? Today, Delhi will have lakhs and lakhs of Ola and Uber at a reasonable cost. Do you agree or not agree? A reasonable cost. Third example, Lenskart. Have you used Lenskart? How many people use Lenskart? Okay, good. So, yeah, Lenskart is number one in India. Again, it is a SoftBank company, and I support the young founder. Number one in India. Now, what is the power of Lenskart? You go to the app, you are in a small town, let's say Rudrapur in UP. You go to the showroom, small showroom, 10 by 10. There is a technician who will check your eyes, give you the number, and then you look at the app. You look at the app like this. And the app will study your face, AI. Sumaji was talking about AI. Study your face and recommend to you 4 or 5 frames which suit your face. Do you remember that? Maybe the frame you are wearing, or maybe the frame I am wearing, doesn't suit my face. Because I liked it and I bought it. But they will recommend, based on a global AI analysis, that this kind of face is suitable for this kind of frame. So, and you, because the frames are quite affordable, 1,000 rupees, 1,200, 1,500 rupees, you buy one, and many people are buying 2, 3 specs, and within 72 hours, you get the specs at your home by courier. Now tell me, could you have thought about this 10 years back? This is the power of innovation. I'm telling you innovation, for example, Oyo. Oyo is another company of ours. For example, Paharganj, there were some hotels who were not able to have high occupancy, maybe 30% occupancy. Oyo came, gave them the systems, did an AI study, and said that your tariff has to be this much if you want 80% plus occupancy. And they reached 80% plus, and they're earning good profits. Same is delivery. You heard of delivery, the logistics company? Again, innovation, lowest cost of packet delivery in the world. Look at Meesho. You know Meesho? It is, women entrepreneurs. For example, there's a lady in UP or Bihar who's making agarbattis. She doesn't know how to market them. She doesn't know how to brand them, how to sell, where to sell. She's in a village. She can put it on Meesho e-commerce website, and that agarbatti can be national. It can sell all over the country. Especially women entrepreneurs are benefiting from it. First Cry, children products, fantastic children product e-commerce. I'm just giving you some examples. I can give you 100 more examples like this, but innovation is very important for you because you have to understand consumer problem. Once you understand the problem of the consumer, you have to find an affordable solution. If you find an affordable solution, you can be big. Like Ola, like Lenskart, these are very, very big, and these companies, I am helping the founders to go global. Indian brands for the first time will go global. For example, Lenskart has bought a Japanese company, just to tell you, $400 million. For the first time, I've seen an Indian startup acquiring a Japanese company called Owndays. You please go to the website and you'll get details. For $400 million, because Lenskart wants to expand into Asia Pacific. And this Japanese company has footprint in 12 Asian countries. So automatically in one go, they are in 12 Asian countries outside India. So they are number one in India, and in next 2-3 years, they will be number one in Asia Pacific. And then they will go global. They'll go to Europe, they'll go to US. All the startups, good quality startups, will be global brands. Isn't that a matter of pride? I mean, I had a matter of pride when I launched Airtel in 17 countries in Africa. If someday you go to Africa, you will see Airtel there at the airport. And that's a matter of pride when Indian brands become global brands. So this is innovation. I just wanted to tell you that innovation is not a difficult thing. Innovation is something about understanding consumer problem and finding an affordable solution. And these young founders have done exactly that. And all of you can do it. All of you can be Piyush. All of you can be Bhavesh. All of you can be Ritesh. All these guys are between 27 and 33. You know. And by the way, Ramanujan, he passed away at 33. Even Alexander passed away at 33. So this age, your age, and next 10 years for you, is the highest potential for innovation. Because your minds are very fertile, your minds are great. The second thing I wanted to share with you is about technology. I remember when I was young, in college, like you, or when I started my job, technology was very, very difficult. Technology was very expensive. India had no technology. All technology was in US, Europe, etc., etc. Today, you have all the technology of the world. Government of India has done a fantastic job. There is an India IT stack. Do you know about this? For example, Aadhaar is in that stack. UPI is in that stack. ONDC is in that stack. Many more technologies are coming which will be part of India stack, IT stack. Please read about it, because this is the basis of all the innovation, all the technology massification. Because technology has no value if technology is used by few people. It has no value. If technology can be used by all billion plus people of India, then that is the value. I was very happy when I took this 3G, 4G to villages of India. Today you can be in a small village, so you can use 4G and soon you will use 5G, which is the latest technology in the world. You can go shopping Flipkart, Amazon, etc. You can do financial transactions. You can make payments. You can do so many things. And it's basically because there is a huge technology massification in not only towns. India has 5,000 towns and 6 lakh villages. But even all villages now, not 100%, maybe 90% of villages are covered by technology. And that has all happened in the last 10, 15 years. So technology now is moving ahead into deep tech. AI-led machine learning. For example, drones are being made by young startups. Robotics are being made by young startups. I remember my nephew, he was making robos in school. And then when he passed his engineering, he started a company called Grey Orange. Now this company is in US, in Atlanta. And it is biggest supplier to Amazon, Walmart, etc., making robotics. Isn't that matter of pride for us that our young boys and girls are actually doing not only digitization, but also leading new technologies of robotics, of drones, of deep tech. And you will see in the next 10 years, deep technology, deep tech will be far more popular in startups in India. So technology, just to summarize, is the foundation of success for next 10 years. So please understand technology, please go deep into technology, because that will help you. The third thing I wanted to share with you is about startups. India has more than 1 lakh startups. Out of them, about 110 to 120 are unicorns. What does unicorn mean? Unicorn means that if your value is more than $1 billion, 1 billion is 8,200 crores. If your value is more than 8,000 crores, you are a unicorn. And if your value is more than 10 billion, you are a decacorn. For example, Flipkart is a decacorn. Its value is much more than 10. But companies like Zomato, Swiggy, Lenskart, Oyo, Ola, they are unicorns. And many more. There are more than 100 companies like that. Now, as I said, all these companies are being managed by young entrepreneurs coming from small towns and villages. And I'm so proud that these young boys and girls are really becoming employers and not employees. I mean, that's a big difference. Do you want to be an employee or do you want to be an employer? And even the Prime Minister has said many times, I want to build more employers in this country, not employees. People who will employ other people. And these young boys and girls are employing thousands and thousands of employees. So startups are doing very well. India is number 3 in the world after US, China. And very soon you will see we'll become number 2 in the world and finally maybe number 1 in the world in the next 5-10 years. Because Indian talent like you is very, very creative and innovative and hardworking. And I believe very, very seriously that you all can have your own startups. Because there are global funds like SoftBank, like many others, who will fund you if you have a good idea. Global funds which are coming into India are funding very high quality startups who have good idea, good solution to a problem of the consumer. Like I gave you example of Lenskart, I gave you example of Ola, I gave you example of Oyo, gave you example of Delivery, Meesho, Flipkart. All these are started by young Indian boys and girls. And I think all of you can be the same. Why not? You can study a consumer problem and find a solution. And then massify that solution, make a good brand, and scale it up all over India. And then once you're successful in India, like Piyush Bansal is doing for Lenskart, and by the way, Piyush lives maybe a few kilometers, 2-3 kilometers from here. So such bright young people are living here, next to you. So they are as, you are as bright or maybe brighter than them. So just to conclude, startups have a fantastic future in India. And all of you are competent and capable to start your own startups. So there are 3 options for you coming to your career now. Option 1 is that you can be a good professional like me. It's a bit boring. You are a professional. You are a manager. At our times, when Sumatji and me graduated more than 40 years back, this was very bright, very good career, excellent career. But at that time, there was no entrepreneurial urge. Indians didn't want to become entrepreneurs or founders. Indians at that time wanted to be IAS, doctors, engineers, maybe managers in a private company or a multinational. That's all. But today, majority of Indians, young boys and girls, are wanting to become entrepreneurs. And that is the second option. The option of becoming an entrepreneur is actually a very exciting option. More exciting than being a professional. So if I was sitting on your side today, I would be an entrepreneur. If I have to restart my life, I'll restart as an entrepreneur, not as a professional. So that means you are really blessed to be passing out from a college at this time, because there's so many opportunities for entrepreneurs. So that is the second option you have. The third option is to work in a social sector, and that is also very, very exciting. Social sector, what does it mean? Healthcare is social sector. Huge revolution is coming in healthcare. Huge revolution. Again, healthcare is digitized. Healthcare is expanding in a big way. And I think you can be part of that. It has a social impact. It has a positive impact on the society. The second social sector is education. Now you see there are so many ed-tech companies. Do you know about ed-tech companies? Educational technology companies doing a fantastic job. So you can be an ed-tech company. You can lead education because there's so much capacity required by Indian young students which is not available today. I think Indian schools and colleges need to maybe increase capacity by 5 to 10 times, like I have been telling Mr. Professor Agarwal. Because that is the demand. If the demand is there, then you should provide for the demand. And I think edtech companies are trying to fulfill that gap. The third area, which again is a social impact area of agriculture or rural. And there are such great companies, startups, which are going into this area. There are a couple of SoftBank companies also. They're helping agriculture, they're helping the farmers, they're helping them get the right fertilizer, they're helping them get right kind of other materials they need. They're helping get FMCG products into rural areas of India. So there is so much of agriculture impact, positive impact. India, by the way, is very big in agriculture. We export wheat, rice, sugar, and many, many other food items after feeding 1.4 billion people, which means our agriculture is really fantastic. And you can make it better because it needs to be mechanized, it needs to be digitized. So these are the three paths for you. Let me repeat. Number one, professional. Number two, entrepreneur. Number two, social sector. Number three, social sector. So think about it. All three are very, very good. All three are different. It should be according to your passion and aptitude that you should decide. At the end, I just wanted to give you two suggestions from my life. Something which I have done. So first, I follow a principle of 4H, which my parents taught me. 4Hs. Number one is honesty. Always be honest. Always, even under pressure. Because it's so easy to be dishonest. And yes, dishonesty will lead to some short-term gain, short-term benefit. But in long term, you will be in trouble. Honesty, long term, you will succeed. So I followed this, my parents' guidance, very religiously. Number two, hard work. There is no shortcut. My boss in Japan works 20 hours a day. Our Prime Minister works 20 hours a day. When you say work, it doesn't mean physical work. It also means mental, intellectual work, smart work, smart thinking. It's also thinking. Thinking is also very, very important. And creative thinking especially. So hard work is important. There is no shortcut. If somebody tells you there is a shortcut, then that may have a short benefit. In the long term, it will not benefit you. Third H is humility. Humility to give respect to the junior-most person, to the senior-most person. Equal respect. Whether I meet the Prime Minister of the country or I meet the junior-most person, I am expected to give respect to everyone. And you should give respect to everyone. And that is what my parents taught me. And that's what I'm sure your parents also teach you. The fourth H is about hunger. Hunger to win, hunger to succeed. And that is major quality of middle class in India. Middle class wants to win, has hunger to do better and better every day. And that is what my parents told me. Please work harder every day. Tomorrow you work harder than today. Because you need to succeed, you need to win. And that is why so many Indians are Sundars and Satyas of the world. Sundar and Satya. Sundar is the Google CEO and Satya is the Microsoft CEO. These two are the largest companies in the world. Why? Because they are hungry to win. But they are simple at the same time. They come from middle class. Both Sundar and Satya come from middle class families, like you, like me. So these 4H, please remember. Is that okay? Okay. My last tip to you is about balance in life. And here I want to tell you a story. Stories of a circus juggler. There's a juggler in the circus. Have you seen circus? Have you seen that juggler who juggles the balls? He's got 5 balls and he juggles 5 balls and doesn't allow any ball to fall. Have you seen it, please? Okay. So out of 5 balls, 1 ball is a rubber ball and 4 balls are glass balls. Rubber ball, if it falls, it will bounce back. And if glass balls fall, they will crack. So the rubber ball is your work, is your profession, is your business. If you are a good quality professional or an entrepreneur, you will bounce back. I have bounced back many times in my life. I have had many problems, many failures in my life. I have bounced back. It may have taken me 3 months or 6 months to bounce back, but I bounced back. You will also bounce back. So that's the rubber ball. Then there are 4 glass balls, which in my view are more important, and hence you need to balance. Number 1 glass ball is your family. And I'm noticing that many families are breaking up, many couples are breaking up, they are separating, which is leading to a lot of negative tension. Never let your family break up. If I have succeeded, my family has 100% contribution to my success. It is because of my family I have succeeded. So be close to family, support your parents, support your siblings, help them always, be close to them. Because then their good blessings will help you for life. Is that okay? If the glass ball falls, it will crack and you will not be able to uncrack it. The second glass ball is your health. Good health. And I'm again surprised that many youngsters are still not exercising, doing yoga, or leading a fit life. So I do 1 hour exercise every day. If I have to take a morning flight, early morning flight, then my module is small module of 20 minutes. That's a compressed module. But if I have no flight, I do 1 hour. And over the weekend, I can do 1.5 hours. And that's why my weight is 75 for the last more than 40 years. Same weight. And after I turned 60, I have posted 4 videos on LinkedIn. You can see my videos of various fitness, just to prove that if you are 60 plus, doesn't mean that you are not fit. I mean, you should be as fit as 20. What's wrong with that? So I request all of you, give 1 hour a day to your body. 1 hour a day out of 24 hours to your good health. Whether you do yoga, whether you do running, whatever you want to do, that you decide. But 1 hour a day is important for long-term success. Because a fit body is healthy body. Physical fitness is equivalent to mental fitness. Physical health is equivalent to mental health also. So that is the second glass ball. If it falls, it will crack. And I've seen a lot of youngsters, age of 35, who have diabetes, who have blood pressure, who have heart issues. Why? Why should you have that? You should be on, like me, zero medicine. Zero medicine. That is the test of good health. The third glass ball is your friends who are sitting around you, especially school and college friends. These friends are critical for you. And as you grow successful in life, don't leave them. Because these friends will never be diplomatic with you. The new friends in the professional life or business life will be very diplomatic. Will never tell you the truth. Will always praise you. But the friends of school and college will not address you as a general manager or a MD or a CEO. They will address you by the school name, nickname. And they will tell you that you are not doing a good thing by doing this. They will criticize you. And that criticism is very important for you, for success. Because if you only receive praise and praise, you will definitely fail. But if you receive criticism, and only friends can criticize, you will change yourself, improve yourself. So please, as you succeed, I've seen many young people succeed, and then they forget the friends, and they have no time, they're too busy for friends. Now I've got friends all over the world. I've got friends in US, in Europe, all over India, and I'm in touch. And friendship of more than 50, 55 years. From the time when we were 3 years or 4 years or 5 years of age. Very important. So this glass ball, if it falls, it will crack. Last glass ball, the fourth glass ball, is your spirit, is your attitude. What is your spirit? Do you think the glass is half full or half empty? Are you a hopeful person, a positive person, an optimistic person, or are you a cynic or a negative person? Your attitude is your altitude. If you are a negative person or a cynic person, you will never have people around you because they will never like to be with you. They'll say, he's a negative person, I don't want to be with him. If you are a positive person, an optimistic person, people will like to support you. People will like to be with you. People will like to follow you. And when you become a big leader, wherever you work, people will like to follow you as well as do what you say. Because they feel that you are a hopeful person, you will create the future, you will shape the future. So, you have to decide whether you want to be a positive spirit or a negative spirit. And this also is a glass ball which can crack. So just to conclude, sorry I took a bit long on this story, but I thought it is important for you. Don't only balance the rubber ball. Rubber ball is important, it is your work, it is your profession, your business. But if it falls, it will bounce back. The 4 glass balls, family, health, friends, and your spirit, are more important because if they fall, they'll crack. And if you are able to balance between these 5, your success will be long lasting. 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, doesn't matter. Because you will be a balanced person, a balanced human being, a balanced professional. So that's all I wanted to share. I am really thankful to you, all of you, thankful to Gupta ji and Agarwal Sahab for inviting me today. I've tried to share with you your tremendous future opportunities which you have in India, because this will be the golden decade of India, and this will be the golden decade for all of you. Thank you.
Please, now is the time to have your questions answered by sirs. So anyone who wants to ask a question can ask for a mic and you can answer the questions.
Good morning, sir. My name is Nandini. I wanted to ask you, in your speech, you mentioned that India is a growing country and a youngsters' country, and it's the youngsters who will shape our future. But, sir, how do you see that happening when most of our youngsters study and then walk out of the country? They go and work for other countries.
You know, it depends on opportunities. At one point of time when I passed out, or you must have passed out, majority of bright youngsters used to leave India. But today, those youngsters are doing so well. They become top MDs, CEOs of American companies, European companies, even Southeast Asian companies. But today, there is a new trend which has started last few years. Many, many youngsters are coming back to India. Many youngsters are coming back, which is fantastic. By the way, I will not encourage that all youngsters should stay in India. Why? If they have a great opportunity to work in Australia or Canada or Singapore or Middle East or US, they should go and work. What's wrong with that? They are good Indians. They will show each of the youngster who goes out of India is an ambassador of India. And you know, we get $100 billion a year as forex from our Indians outside India. 100 billion, highest in the world. And it's only because these youngsters went out that they succeeded, they earned so much money, they sent back money to their families. So nothing wrong in our youngsters going out of India. They are contributing to the world and they are giving us so much respect. India gets so much respect because of them, you know. But now, many are coming back.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, please?
नमस्ते सर सर माय नेम इज़ मुनिंदर सिंह मैं बस इतना पूछना चाहता सर कि इंडिया में 5G वर्क करेगा
हाँ क्यों नहीं करेगा
सर मोबाइल फ़ोन्स के लिए बिकॉज जो प्लान हैं वो भी महंगे हो जाएंगे पहली बात तो बिकॉज 5G है और 5G की जो स्पीड है इज़ लाइक जो बताते हैं कि 100 टाइम्स हायर है तो डेटा भी बहुत जल्दी ख़त्म हो जाएगा सो वी वुड रिचार्ज मोर और हमारे बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे खर्च हो जाएंगे उसमें
देखो पांचवा जो बॉल मैंने बताई है आपको
यस सर
ग्लास बॉल जो बताई है वो क्या बताई है पॉजिटिव स्पिरिट पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड 5G is very important for speed not speed of the data but speed of the country दुनिया अगर 5G अडॉप्ट कर रही है और अपनी स्पीड बढ़ा रही है इकोनॉमी की इंडस्ट्री की हम क्यों ना बढ़ाएं we should also increase the speed of our country but आपने दो पॉइंट रेज किए कि एक तो टैरिफ बढ़ जाएगा बहुत वो मैं जवाब नहीं दे सकता बिकॉज मेरे को लगता नहीं है कोई टैरिफ इतना बढ़ेगा 15 पैसे का 16 पैसे अगर हो जाए तो आपको ऐसी प्रॉब्लम होनी नहीं चाहिए 16 पैसे 17 पैसे एक दो पैसे इधर उधर हो भी गया अगर पहली बात दूसरी बात जल्दी से डेटा खत्म हो जाएगा तो उससे आपको स्पीड भी तो मिलेगी डेटा से आपने वो टाइम नहीं देखा जब अग्रवाल साहब और हम कितना क्या करेक्ट आपने वो टाइम नहीं देखा आप टाइम देखते तो आप अप्रिशिएट करते स्पीड इज मोस्ट क्रूशियल इन लाइफ एंड दिस 100 टाइम्स स्पीड इंडिया एंड यू डिजर्व टू हैव प्लीज डोंट वरी बी पॉजिटिव
सर थैंक यू सर
Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. You focus so much on innovation. I want to know that do our education system, develop creativity? Do you think that, because this is very important for innovation, creativity. It's a very good word, but I don't know to what extent we are harboring it in the whole education system. So I want to know your view on it.
देखिए, I believe that there's a good news and a bad news. The good news is that if Indians are so innovative across the world and if so many startups are starting here and succeeding, then कुछ तो education system ने ठीक किया ना काम. मतलब we should give credit to the education system that यहाँ सुंदर हाँ, सुंदर सुंदर भी यहाँ ही पढ़े हैं और सत्या भी यहाँ ही पढ़े हैं, हम भी यहाँ पढ़े हैं, सारे लोग यहाँ ही पढ़े हैं। तो इसका मतलब कोई अच्छा काम किया है हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम ने कि सारी दुनिया में उसकी क्रेडिट है। बट द बैड न्यूज़ इज ऑल्सो राइट, आपने जो बोला, दैट आवर एजुकेशन सिस्टम इज नॉट फ्लेक्सिबल, इज बिट रिजिड, इज थोड़ा रट्टा वगैरह में ज़्यादा फोकस है और प्रैक्टिस में कम फोकस है। सो आई थिंक दोज आर द चेंजेस। आपके प्रिंसिपल और मैं बात कर रहे थे, वी विल मीट द वाइस चांसलर। आई एम एक्चुअली टुमारो, नेक्स्ट वीक आई हैव ए मीटिंग विद द एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर। हम यही रिकमेंडेशंस कर रहे हैं, बहुत ज़रूरी है। आप ठीक कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल। एक्चुअली इंडियन टैलेंट कैन बी 10 टाइम्स मोर इनोवेटिव अगर हमारा सिस्टम और इम्प्रूव कर जाए। मतलब इस सिचुएशन में अगर हमारे बच्चे इतना तरक्की कर रहे हैं, तो कैन यू इमेजिन इफ द सिस्टम इज बेटर, दे विल प्रोग्रेस मच मोर। सो मैं एक ही रिक्वेस्ट में करना चाहता हूँ कि लेट्स नॉट लीव एवरीथिंग टू गवर्नमेंट। हमको भी अपना रोल अदा करना है। हम हैं, आप हैं, अपने अपने लिमिटेड रोल में जो कर सकते हैं, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो कर सकते हैं, ओपननेस जो कर सकते हैं विदाउट गेटिंग इनटू रट्टास एंड ऑल दैट, वो करें। अपना तो कर सकते हैं हम 2 आदमियों में, 4 आदमी में, 5 स्टूडेंट्स में जितना कर सकते हैं वो करें। गवर्नमेंट भी करे। गवर्नमेंट ने भी अगर देखा जाए तो पिछले 10 साल में देखिए बहुत चेंजेस किए, रोज़ चेंजेस हो रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट में, कितने अच्छे चेंजेस भी हो रहे हैं। सो गवर्नमेंट भी कर रही है, बट यू नो टू रन ए कंट्री ऑफ 1.4 बिलियन पीपल, 140 करोड़ की कंट्री को रन करना, उसको चेंज करना, नॉट ईजी, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट। बट आप इमेजिन करिए 10 साल पहले और आज कितनी आपकी लाइफ चेंज हुई है। जस्ट इमेजिन, टेक्नोलॉजी का ही देख लीजिए, इतना लाइफ में चेंजेस आए हैं। सो सब कुछ पॉजिटिव हो रहा है और पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए। आप अगले 10 साल में देखिएगा, योर स्टूडेंट्स विल डू सो वेल, बट गिव देम मेंटल फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी। दैट इज माय रिक्वेस्ट।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। सर माई सेल्फ मयंक। सर खुद में सर पेशेंस की कैसे लाए सर, क्योंकि आजकल ये एक चीज़ देती है कि हर एक चीज़ इंस्टेंस चाहिए, बस तुरंत चाहिए। सर खुद को सर ये चीज़ कैसे समझाएं कि लॉन्ग टर्म गेन की तरफ फोकस करें ज़्यादा।
दिस इज एक्सीलेंट क्वेश्चन, एक्सीलेंट क्वेश्चन। ये क्या नाम है आपका? हाँ, मयंक। सो मयंक का क्वेश्चन बहुत बढ़िया है। पेशेंस इन इम्पेशेंस। क्यों? क्योंकि इम्पेशेंस इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज यूर हंगर टू विन। पेशेंस इंपॉर्टेंट है फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म सक्सेस। दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट है। अब जैसे मैं कंपनी चलाता था, इतनी बड़ी कंपनी एयरटेल थी, 400 मिलियन 40 करोड़ कस्टमर हैं हमारे। क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट भी बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट होते थे और लॉन्ग टर्म स्ट्रेटजी भी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट होती थी। तो कई लोग मेरे से पूछते थे कि साहब आप क्वार्टर पे फोकस करते हो, 3 महीने पे, या लॉन्ग टर्म पे? तो मैं कहता था दोनों पे। ये क्वार्टर भी सक्सेसफुल होना चाहिए और लॉन्ग टर्म भी सक्सेसफुल होना चाहिए। ये कहना कि नहीं मैं लॉन्ग टर्म का नहीं करता, क्योंकि अगर आपने जैसे 5G के बारे में पूछा उन्होंने, अगर 5G में मेरे को सक्सेसफुल होना है तो आई नीड टू पुट लॉट ऑफ फाइबर, आई नीड टू पुट लॉट ऑफ डेटा सेंटर्स 5G के लिए। 5G इंटरनेशनल सबमरीन केबल होती हैं जो इंडिया से US जाती हैं, अंडर सी केबल्स। तो वो सारा काम मैं अगर नहीं करूँगा आज, तो 3 साल बाद जो 5G का इतना ट्रैफिक बढ़ जाएगा, वो ट्रैफिक कोप ही नहीं कर सकेगा, इतनी कंजेशन हो जाएगी। फिर बहुत क्रिटिसिज्म होगी, साहब 5G चल गया लेकिन इतनी कंजेशन है, 5G चल नहीं रहा है। विच मीन्स दैट आज का काम भी करना है, जल्दी से करना है, और कल के लिए प्लानिंग भी करनी है। 5G की प्लानिंग मैंने एग्जांपल लिया, 3 बड़ी चीज़ें। फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स बढ़ना पड़ेगा बहुत, क्योंकि फाइबर की कैपेसिटी बड़ी होती है। डेटा सेंटर्स बढ़ाने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि डेटा सेंटर में सर्वर्स वगैरह होते हैं, उसमें डेटा इतना बढ़ रहा है। एंड इंटरनेशनल सबमरीन केबल इंडिया से US, इंडिया से सिंगापुर, इंडिया से यूरोप लगानी पड़ेंगी अंडर सी, क्योंकि डेटा ट्रैवल कर रहा है। आप जैसे आप गूगल पे जाते हैं तो वो US के सर्वर में जाता है और फिर वापस आता है। सो दिस प्लानिंग इज क्रिटिकल। अगर आप कहें जी प्लानिंग मैं नहीं करूँगा, आज का काम कर लूँगा, यू विल फेल। यू मे सक्सीड टुडे बट टुमारो यू विल फेल। सो दोनों ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। जल्दी करनी है हमने, बट प्लानिंग के साथ। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir. The talk has sent a wave of energy and enthusiasm, not only in the students, but us teachers as well. And we are living in a lucky world that the students can view your lecture not only inside the auditorium, but also through live YouTube video outside also. Thank you so much, sir. I now request our senior member of Ramanujan family, Professor K. Lata, for a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Manoj Kohli sir, our Principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, and a dear friend of Ramanujan family, Dr. J.L. Gupta, and other fellow colleagues and dear students. I do have a long list, but since we are short of time, I like to keep it as brief as possible. First of all, sir, thank you very much for taking out time from your tight schedules that you have and giving us this opportunity to listen to you, to your very inspiring and enriching lecture. And it will be, it is my duty as convener of the society which organized this function today to thank all the members, administrative staff of this college, which includes even the gardeners and the people who are responsible for floral decorations, and the housekeeping staff who have helped us organize, put up things together for today, the IT staff members, TLC staff members, Akhil, Sanchit, Prashant, Anil, Ravi, everyone who have been responsible for performance of IT also within this auditorium. I would also like to thank them for the YouTube live streaming of this. Those who have not been fortunate enough to sit in this hall can also listen to Sir's lecture later on and live streaming also. I would specifically like to thank the team which has put up all these things together. Sonia, Omesha, Ashima, Suman, Dipakshi, Shruti, Aparajita, Arnav, Aarti, Charu, Priyanka, and Rachna. Thanks everyone, and thanks to you, Principal Sir, for organizing and giving us an opportunity where we could listen to our chief guest to this much inspiring and enriching lecture. Thank you, sir. We'll just take a few minutes more for cake cutting.
Any birthday celebration is incomplete without a cake, and in our case, we are celebrating births of two giants, Ramanujan and our college. So it is inevitable to make cake cutting ceremony. For the same, I request sir to do the honors. Thank you all. With the wishes of Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, we conclude today's event. Thank you.